Recording in
but
progress.
it's a little bit stressful, but I would say it's fulfilling. So can you tell me a little bit about your day?
Um, I went to school
Okay.
and we were at school, we were doing like learning for ACAP.
Oh, for ACAP. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm,
So we were like taking like practice tests for that and stuff like that.
mm. Wow, that's good.
Yep.
That's good. So is there school tomorrow?
No.
What?
But
No
tomorrow,
school. Okay.
yeah, but the entire weekend, I'm doing something.
You can do what?
I'm like busy all weekend.
Oh, okay. That's good. All right. Let us go ahead without wasting much time. So today I said we're going to have a more conversational session. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Give me a minute. Can you see my screen? Okay, sorry. You can't see it now until I share. How's your mom?
She's good.
Hmm. All right. What do you have over there now?
I can see it.
You can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So yesterday we started the topic man and his immediate environment, right?
hmm
So can you share with me some of the things you remember from what we did yesterday?
I remember like the photos and how like I had to choose which was natural and which was human made,
Okay.
and
Uh,
like describing each photo.
Okay, good. Good. Do you remember anything about the relationship that exists between the physical, the man-made, the natural, and human?
They all have to like work together to create an environment basically, and they
Exactly.
all affect each other.
Good. Good. That's good. So today we're going to go more deeper, and then we're going to have a more, we're going to discuss more about man and its environment and the types of environment we have deeply. Okay.
Okay.
So before we forge ahead, did you remember any of these messages, images
Yeah.
from yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the images has been grouped into three categories. We have the A category, the B category, and the C category, right?
hmm
So can you tell me something about each of these categories?
The A category is a natural environment.
And what features can you
The
see in them?
I see mountains, trees, waterfall, um, like a river.
Okay. Then the B category?
And then in the B category, I see both A and C working together to create one like environment, basically.
Okay. So you called the B category something yesterday. You used a time for the B category yesterday. You said it's a
Um,
mixed.
oh, it's a mixed environment.
Exactly. It's like a mixture of both the man-made and the natural, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Then the C category, where do you see?
It's all human made. It's like buildings, like
Yeah.
streets,
So
roads.
that means you see less of natural features, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. But can you
a
tell
lot
me that?
less.
Yeah. But are you are you convinced that in the category C, are you convinced that we still have some natural features there, right?
Yeah, we do.
All right.
The top photo has like trees on it on the
Okay.
bottom.
Okay. All right. So, like I said today, we will go we will go more deeper, okay?
Okay.
So today our agenda is going to cover the definition of an environment, a deeper definition. Then we're going to talk about the types more deeply, and then we'll discuss the relationship that exists between the man-made and natural more deeply, and then we're going to briefly look at how um, this has affected how man, I mean, has affected the natural environment.
Okay.
So the definition of an environment is the sum, the sum of all surrounding physical, biological, and social factors that influence the life and activities of living organisms. Okay? So if you notice, we have key words in that particular definition, and those key words are what has been outlined under. We have all surroundings physical, which means all the buildings you can think of, every structure, every physical structure that you can imagine or that you can see, bridges, roads, cars, these are infrastructures, right? And they you can see them. And from our definition, it says all surrounding physical. Do you understand? So
Mm-hmm.
everything that you can actually see and that you can touch is what that particular term is referring to. And then it now goes further to say biological. And by that, what do we mean? It means the entire ecosystem. Have you heard the word ecosystem before?
I think so.
Can you tell me something about it?
Like the world ecosystem.
Yes,
Um, like is it like how organisms like the circle of life basically?
exactly, exactly.
Okay.
So, and it does not involve only organism alone. It also involves plants. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Yeah.
And yeah, and animals. But I don't want to mention the word animals yet because one of the terms I'm going to talk to you about includes animals. So the ecosystem actually talks about vegetation, the water bodies, atmosphere, and every other and all forms of lands. You know, we have land in different forms, right? We
Mm-hmm.
have the valley, we have high mountains, right? And the likes. And then the next key word is the social factor. You know, yesterday we didn't mention anything about social factor, but today I'm going to say something briefly about social factor. In fact, um, the third type of environment is the social environment because no matter how much we influence the natural environment, we are influencing it for our own purpose, for our own advantage, to our own advantage, right? And that advantage explains how we interact and how we enjoy the features that the natural environment has given to us and the one that we have built by ourselves as humans, right? Yeah. So when I say social factors, it means the recreation centers that we have created as man, the educational facilities that we have, like your school, the higher
Mm-hmm.
institution, the colleges, the library, and every other educational facilities. And then we also have refreshment centers like restaurants, bars that we have around, right? People go to these places to relax and have fun, right?
Yeah.
Waterfronts and the like. We also have religious centers. You know, we have churches, we have mosques, we have other religious buildings where people go to worship, right? We also have
Mm-hmm.
medical centers. That's hospitals, clinics, pharmacies, and the likes. Hmm? Those are those are features where social interaction take place. Am I right?
Yeah.
Then we have the definition made mention of life. It says social factor that influence the life. What do we mean by life here? It means existence, right?
Mm-hmm.
You and I, we
Yeah.
are existing. Yeah, we are alive. And and the life we have can otherwise mean our existence. Okay? Then why are we actually existing? That is where activities comes in. There is no human being that is living in isolation, right? And there's
Mm-hmm.
no human being that is living idle or that should be living idle. Everybody needs to be engaged, right? And this engagement entails the activities that we do on a daily basis to keep ourselves busy and to make life more meaningful. Am I right?
Yeah.
So that simply means the interaction between humans and the relationship that exists between us. And then the last term here is the living organisms. So
Mm-hmm.
what do I mean by the living organisms? It means man and other living creatures, right?
Yeah.
So what are the other living creatures we have aside human beings?
We have like animals,
Yeah,
plants.
we have animals, we have plants, okay? We have, and in those animals, we have them in variation, right? We have
Mm-hmm.
some living on land, we have some living in water, we
Mm-hmm.
have some living on both land and water, right? We have some that spend most of their life in the sky,
Mm-hmm.
birds, right?
Yeah.
Good, good. So we'll move to the next slide, and then this talks about the types of environment, right?
Yeah.
So on the slide, what are the three types of environment that you can read? Can you read them out to me?
Natural environments, man-made, built environment, and then social environment.
Exactly. So, from yesterday, from our introduction, we only spoke about two types of the environment. But today
Mm-hmm.
we have the third one included, right?
Yeah.
Because if we have the natural environment and we have the man-made or built environment, then for what purpose? The purpose is for socialization, which from the previous slide I called interaction or relationship. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that is actually the basic purpose of this topic, man and his immediate environment. It explains how we socialize and how we relate directly with our environment and with one another. So the natural environment actually talk about all living and non-living things that occurs naturally. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what are the living things? We have mentioned it: humans, plants, animals. What are the non-living things? Land, water, air. Okay, all of these things function together in the natural environment, and that natural environment is what we refer to as ecosystem from the previous slide, right? Good. So we now move on to this next type of environment, which is the man-made or built environment. The word man-made simply means what men created. We create it by ourselves. It is not natural. Do you understand?
Yes.
And what are those things? If you look at your surroundings, you can mention those things, but we'll get there. So man-made environment or built environment simply means surroundings created by humans, such as buildings, road, bridges, machines, cars, and the likes.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Then the social environment, which is the third one, simply means the human relationship, cultures, institutions, and how all of this interacts to shape people's life. Do you understand? The person who you are today with respect to your age is to a large extent shaped by the kind of family you come from and the kind of school you've been attending, right?
Mm-hmm.
The values you have or you have built over time is because of what your parent has inculcated in you, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
kind of friends you have made when you go to school
Mm-hmm.
and in other social gatherings. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Good. So then we'll move to the next slide. Now, from the previous slide that I show you, this is still the same image.
Mm-hmm.
You can see from the category A, we have it. It is strictly natural. There is
Mm-hmm.
nothing like human influence on those pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't
Yeah.
find buildings there. You can't find roads. It is strictly natural where you have leaves, waterfall, mountains, slowly moving water bodies, vegetation, and the likes, right? While the
Mm-hmm.
other picture is a mixture of both natural and man-made. We still have the vegetation, but the vegetation we have on the second category of picture is not as intense as we have in the first category, right? Because why? The reason is because man is trying to make the natural environment more habitable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you afford to be living in the first picture?
No,
No. Why?
because there's like no place in those two photos where you
Yes,
could like put something there.
exactly. It's you will be exposed humans will be exposed to much danger. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is why they have to influence the natural environment to their own taste. And that is where you now see buildings and road to their own taste and for ease of livelihood. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then the third one now shows the degree or the extent to which the natural environment has been influenced. Do you understand? We now have
Yeah.
more building, skyscrapers, busy roads, restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
vehicles moving, automobiles, and the likes. Do you understand? This shows that
Yes.
the natural environment has been extremely influenced. Do you understand? You will hardly
Mm-hmm.
see, even though you see vegetation, some green plants in the upper picture, but it is very minute compared to what you can see from the first category of picture. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and in some cases, some of the vegetation you see in the third pictures are not even natural anymore. They are they are being influenced by man for beautification purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? So,
Yeah.
so these are the difference that exists between the natural, the man-made, and the social types of environment. So, and then if you have any question, you can ask me. Okay. So, quick exercise. I want you to look at identify the items around you where you are currently. You are in a
Mm-hmm.
space currently. I want you to carefully identify the items around you, and I want you to classify each of the items as either
Okay.
natural or human made. And I want you to drop me a response in the chat. Do you know how to use the chat here?
Um. Yes.
Yeah, you will see the chat box. Drop, identify
Mm-hmm.
like 5 items, 10 items. If
Okay.
you can identify up to 10 items, and then tell me the ones that are natural and the ones that are human made.
Oh,
Let me know when you're done. You've been able to identify 4.
yeah. I'm almost done.
Okay.
Okay, next.
Okay. So that's 5, right? So you have
Yes.
table as man-made.
Mhm.
Good. We
Yes.
have flower plant as nature. We have cabinet as man-made. We have chairs as man-made. We have oven as man-made. Can you identify like 2 more natural? You may not be
Is it
able to
okay if
see,
it's like
you may not be able to
is it okay
see
if it's
them.
like outside the window?
Sure. But hold on. You may not be able to see the natural features, but you can feel them. Can you feel any natural?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Mm, okay.
Good. So you have the hair. It's natural.
Mhm.
There is hair enclosed in the room where you are presently, right? If there is no
Mhm.
hair there, then you cannot be alive,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So that's
Mhm.
natural. And then you have trees in
That's
your
like
environment.
outside a window.
Yes, exactly. Then there's one natural feature again that is actually there, which is the
Oh, I know.
sunlight. Do you know it?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
The,
gonna say water.
yeah, there's water. It's a natural
Yeah.
feature. Do you understand? Yeah. You
Yeah.
can put it in the chat.
Okay.
Then you also have sunlight. There's a um illumination in that room now. It is not
Mhm.
the room where you are is not lightened up by the natural the man-made electricity, right?
Mhm.
But it is through what? Sunlight.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So that sunlight is natural, exactly. So, but the truth about the whole concept is that most of these physical man-made items comes from where?
Comes from nature.
Exactly. They come from nature. Do you understand? There is
Yeah.
nothing that is made by man that is made independent of nature. Every
Yeah.
physical or man-made items comes from nature. So that simply means that the man-made or the physical environment cannot exist without the natural environment. Do,
Yeah.
do, do do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Exactly. So um, let's go back to, can we minimize the chat? So let's go back to our slide. So we now need to look at the relationship that exists between the natural and the man-made environment. The man-made environment depends on the natural environment for its
Mhm.
existence, right? I've said that earlier,
Yeah.
as well as all man-made features originate from natural resources, right?
Mhm.
There is
Yeah.
nothing that we have or we are using as human that does not come from the nature. Everything, right? So,
Yeah.
so apart from the examples you highlighted in the chat box, can you give me an
Mhm.
example of some other physical features that comes from nature?
That comes from nature, so like both mixed together.
Yes,
Okay.
like some other things that comes from nature, apart from the ones you have listed, that you can point to or you can point at. Can you list some for me in the chat?
Like so like could I say like wood? Because we
E-
use wood to make houses and stuff.
Exactly. Now that's what I
Okay.
want you to do. Now,
Okay.
wood is natural, is nature. But what comes from wood? When we have wood, what can we get from wood? Or what can we make
Uh,
with wood?
paper.
Paper, exactly. What other things?
Uh, Pencils.
The house we live in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, buildings. Yeah. What other things? Pencils. Yeah. What other things? I want you to think more. Buildings. Okay, good. What about house supplies? Yes. So many house supplies you can think of, like
Yeah.
plastics that we use to heat, you know,
Hmm. Yeah.
and there are some other natural resources. We have natural resources like iron, like magnesium, like that like copper. All these
Yeah.
things comes from the earth, like from the land. And when we extract these things from the earth crust, we use them to make some of the features we use in the house, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So can you give me more examples of natural resources? Like you've mentioned copper, metal.
Would
There's
would would metal be one?
wood what?
Would metal like
Yeah,
become okay?
yeah. Metal. Metal is one. Iron. Metal is from
Yeah.
iron. Iron
Hmm.
ore. Yes.
What
So
about gold?
yeah, gold is a natural resource. It is after it is refined, it has been refined that it becomes gold. Then
Hmm.
we also have diamond. It's a natural resource. You know,
Yeah.
we have precious stones, some other precious stones. All these things are natural resources that goes through the process. You see, it is when all these natural resources goes through the process of refinement, then it becomes man-made, and then it can be
Yeah.
used for man's consumption or man's
Yeah.
enjoyment. Do you understand? And when we use
Yeah.
all of these things, we use it to enjoy life, to interact. The necklace you have on you was made from a natural resources. Now, when you have it on, you go out, people see it, they will tell you, I like your necklace, right? That is
Yeah.
social interaction. People see what you put on. Sometimes they'll tell you they like your dress or they like the t-shirt you're putting on. The t-shirt came from nature. It went
Cotton.
through, yeah, exactly. It went through a process and then it became a shirt or a dress that we
Hmm.
are putting on. Then people tell you how much they cherish it and how much they like it, and that is how we interact. And you don't pay for you don't get to enjoy qualities for free. What do? You pay for it, right? That is
Yeah.
part of the interaction we do. We exchange money for values.
Hmm.
Okay, good. So, however, they are considered man-made because they have undergone processes of physical transformation through human effort and innovation. So,
Yeah.
a feature remains in its natural state until it has gone through the process of transformation by human effort and innovation. Then it becomes man-made item, right?
Yeah.
So now you can differentiate very well from natural environment and man-made environment, right? And
Yes.
you can give me quite a reasonable number of natural features that were transformed through human effort and innovation to become man-made items, right?
Yes.
Good, good. So in the last slide, I want you to classify. I want you to classify each of these pictures that you are seeing on the board. I
Okay.
want you to
Um.
classify them.
Okay. The first one is natural.
The first one is natural, okay? We were going to discuss
Um.
about everything after
But
you have done your class.
it could have some human effect on it because as like farms grow, humans have to like take care of them.
Absolutely good. It's natural because it's showing a farmland,
It's yeah.
but there has been human. effort on that nature, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it is not actually the natural vegetation that was on that land, because
Hmm.
now human being has impacted it, right?
Yeah.
Good. So it could be, like you said, it's nature, it's natural. However,
Hmm.
it has some human effect on it. Good, good.
Yes.
The second picture.
Um, the second picture, it has like the factory type of thing, and it's like also in like affecting the environment because all that waste of air or like gases is going into our environment, like ecosystem is
Exactly,
messing up our air.
exactly.
Um,
Good, good.
the third photo, it shows how same thing as the second photo, how gas can affect our like air, and it has more like man-made items on it, but it's still
Mm,
affecting nature.
mm.
Um, the fourth one, it shows cut down trees, but it also has like trees and mountains on the back. So same thing, like there was still human effect on it.
Mm.
Um,
There's human effect on the fourth one, but it's still natural environment, right?
it's yes, it's still
Okay,
a natural environment.
okay.
The fifth one,
But before you go on, why is the fourth picture still natural environment? Why do you think it's still a
um,
strictly natural environment?
because it doesn't have any buildings or any like
Exactly,
settlements on them that
exactly.
have that affect it. It's just
Good,
cutting down the trees.
good.
Um,
Okay.
the fifth one, it has like man-made building like built-in things on it, but it's still natural water basically.
Mm, yeah. Okay.
And then the fifth one is it shows how like humans can use natural environments basically.
Mm,
But it also has like a few like is it chairs or something in the
yeah.
background?
So what kind of environment would you call the sixth picture?
I would call it natural
No, you remember we spoke
or social environment.
exactly,
Yeah,
because now
social environment.
it shows human interaction within the natural environment and the built environment, right?
Hmm.
Good. So can you tell me something about the fifth picture with respect to how man has affected its environment?
I did it because they built like a wall and then they built pipes to where other things can flow into that water.
Mm. So that means the liquid that is exiting from the pipe is
Hmm.
contaminating the water, remember? And that
Yes.
liquid doesn't look pure because it looks
Hmm.
blackish. It's like a brackish water, and
Hmm.
is contaminating the water body. So, and invariably, if there is high concentration of that liquid in the water body, is going to invariably affect the living the organisms living in the water, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So based on this, we've come to the end of today's class. So, but before we round it up, I would want you to define in your own way, to your own best of knowledge. I want you to define what you think an environment is.
An environment is both filled with natural and man-made combined things together.
Good, good. Can you give me two types of environment?
Man-made and social.
Good. Can you give me of man-made, two examples of features in the man-made environment?
Buildings
Good.
and roads.
Oh, good. Can you give me two examples of features in the natural environment?
Trees and water.
Good. So I'll see you in the next session, and our next session will be on Monday, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Your free days are Mondays, Tuesdays, No, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Okay. So we've done 2 sessions. I think we should be doing about 4 to 5 sessions. So we have 2 to 3 more sessions to go. So the next session will be on Monday, same time. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and my regards to your dad and mom. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
and enjoy your break.
Okay, thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.